I think the reason people get into real estate is because they want a better life. I want you to imagine something for a minute. Imagine that this top real estate agent one day approaches you, and after talking for a while he says, "What if I could show you exactly what you need to do to make $1 million a year selling real estate? In fact, starting tomorrow, I'm going to call you and email you every day to teach you everything you need to know." So sure enough, the calls and the emails start coming in, and he really does start teaching you everything you need to do, step by step, to get to his level. He shares every detail of his playbook with you. He teaches you how to get clients, how to talk to leads on the phone, even how to hire people to run a team, how to negotiate deals. He literally shows you everything, just like he said he would. And you go from making $50,000 a year to 100, and then 100 turns into 500, and then 500 turns into $1 million, and you're working less than you ever have. My name is Mike Reese, and I got into real estate because I wanted a better life. And the story I just told you, that story was mine. Jay Kinder was that agent who helped me back then. And when we formed our coaching company 5 years ago, our vision was to do the same as Jay did for me when he took me under his wing so long ago. You see, we believe there's a different way to run your real estate business, a better way. And our passion is in sharing that with as many people as we possibly can. So what I want you to do is I want you to come on a journey with us today, and let us teach you about the first and most important thing that you need to know. It's the rock solid foundation that our real estate businesses are built on. This is our strategic plan.
Probably wondering why it is that we brought you out here today, and to be honest with you, we actually thought it would be a little bit fun, and we wanted to actually, fun is one of our core values. And the other thing we wanted to make sure that you understood that's really critical before you start your strategic plan is that you have to have a vision. And it's a funny story, and actually we probably won't share it with you here today, but soon we'll be sharing with you a video that kind of outlines what the core story and how Mike and I met and how we got into real estate and how this whole thing started. But what it really boils down to is this is what our vision was. And I'm sure that you have a vision that's important to you, something that you want in your life, something that's important to you, whether it's spending more time with family or being at the lake or whatever it is that you want, whatever your personal goals are. But your strategic plan has to revolve around exactly what it is that you want. If you don't have a vision, then we're going to help you to create one, number one. And second, we're going to go over the 3 basic truths. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write this down for me. There's 3 basic truths involved and 3 principles that you must know before you start your strategic plan. The very first one is differentiation. Mike, give us an example of something you could do to differentiate yourself as a real estate agent.
Well, there's a lot of ways to differentiate yourself, Jay, but what was important to me is that you had taught me right out of the gate everything that I did, all of my marketing, even down to my business card, there was a lot of thought that you had put into your stuff. And I didn't realize, but there was an actual theme behind everything that you did that made you a brand. And when you actually took me through that process of how to implement it in my business, I remember being kind of nervous. I thought it was pretty aggressive, but one of the things that allowed me to take over my market in such a short amount of time was I came out of the gate with a completely way for me to articulate my competitive advantage, which, you know, me and you both know that that's something that's extremely important. It is the fuel for your strategic plan.
Yeah, when it comes down to the differentiation, it's all about adding value to the client. So we're going to show you step by step how to create your own differentiation model that's going to show you step by step how to add more value to your client, how to articulate that value to your client and make that visible for them to see, so you will be able to get their business 100% of the time. So let's talk about what the second truth is, Mike.
What I think the second truth is, what I know is prioritization, because prioritization is, there's so much out there. One of the things that here's what I do know. The mistakes I made, I could have prevented if I would have just probably picked up the phone and called you. So a lot of the times I got things put together and got really excited about something. Someone called me, caught me at the right time, and I started putting things in place in the wrong order. So I would say prioritization is helping you get the right things done in the right order, and mastering not only getting the right things done, but making sure that there's an actual system that is strategically done. And so also I think that prioritization is going to give you focus, and that's important, because when you focus and you have the focus of all your resources, whether it's your time or you have the people who work with you, or just your money that you're investing back into your business, when you have focus, you get there a lot faster. You execute quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah, so what it's going to do for you is it's actually going to give you absolute certainty in what it is that you're doing every single day. One of the things that I found early on in my business, and it's really nothing that I would have ever known any better, was that after I passed my real estate test, I had absolutely no clue what to do or in what order to do it. So it took years and years of making mistakes, going through buying all the stuff and things that were never really prioritized in terms of how to build a business, and how any other business person, not having a business background myself, not knowing how to do that. So falling on my face a few times and making mistakes is just part of the process. But once you understand the tools we're going to give you to show you prioritization, you're going to know step by step everything you have to do in order to grow your business in the right order. And you're going to know with absolute certainty tomorrow what you're going to do and what you're going to work on to get to that ultimate goal and that success that you want.
Absolutely. And I think, Jay, that there's a lot of things that go into planning, that sometimes it's not just the planning. Sometimes it's not that it's not something you shouldn't do. Sometimes it's just not the right time.
Absolutely.
So that's a huge thing when putting together your strategic plan.
When it comes to us, there's no question. If you give us something to work on, something that looks shiny and bright and like a squirrel that we could chase, we're going to chase it, and it may take us way off the path. And the thing is, it may take years for you to get back on the right track if you start taking wrong turns. So that step-by-step plan is really going to help you to make sure that you know what you're working on every day to get to the next level. So what's the third thing, Mike, that we need to share with them today?
The third thing is going to be optimization, and that's because you really want to make sure that you optimize everything it is that you do. There's some of the biggest growths that we both have experienced was just getting the things that we're already doing that weren't working to maximum. In fact, like for instance, increasing our calls by 300% from our signs. What systems, strategies, tools are you going to use? What order are you going to implement them? When is it going to make sense for you to make that investment? When not? All of that goes into your plan, and your plan is reviewed. I mean, a strategic plan changes, and if it's not changing on an ongoing basis, if you're not monitoring it and you don't have all the things behind it, meaning the stuff that you shared with me, the step by step, people don't realize that you are continually reviewing your plan. You actually have it put into your schedule. It's probably one of the things, like me, that you put in your schedule before anything. Nothing gets put in front of that.
Absolutely. When it comes to optimization, one of the things that I actually learned from you, I think you're probably the master at optimization. And one of the things that I've seen you do so well is looking at the business. And a lot of times, you'll have a coach or you'll have someone that tells you that you should do something, and it's, well, you need to go by this tool, or you need to have these leads, or you need more leads. And a lot of times we get caught up in that. And I used to think it was all about the leads. And then what I saw you do in your business, and just a real good example of it, was you actually, changed your signs, and with the brochures put the 800 line on there, and had actually increased by 300% just by changing the headline, changing a few different variables involved in the brochure. You were able to increase the number of calls on the same number of listings you had before. So you didn't have to spend any more money. All you did was change a couple of variables and then change out the result by 300%. So how much more money would you make if you could increase something by 300%? Not spending more money, but just optimizing the things you do. And we're going to give you that step-by-step plan, is showing you how to optimize the current systems and strategies you're already using and making them absolutely bulletproof so you can grow your business systematically, just like we have.
And I think that the main thing that out of all of this, if you were to tie it together, what it's going to do is having a strategic plan and having all three truths put into place. It's going to basically not only help you with growing your business, it's going to help you get there faster. A lot of people don't realize you can get to your goal fast. It doesn't take long, but you can also go in the wrong direction fast, and it takes long to get back to where you were. So
you ever made a wrong turn?
Yeah. So it's very important that people understand that, there's a lot of stuff, and so why don't we let them know, what is it that, strategic planning is going to do for them? I mean, what's the number one thing you think it's going to do for the agents out there that we see looking at other agents in their market, almost getting success effortlessly? What is it going to do for them?
Well, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to make sure that you're working on the right things in the right order. Like we kind of already talked about with prioritization, you're going to know with absolute certainty what it is you need to do starting tomorrow to work on that's going to build your business and build it on a foundation that's going to give you success. We always talk about, if you're going to build a house, you would never start just randomly nailing boards together or just, unload the sheetrock and start trying to put it up. You're going to start with a foundation, and this is the foundation for every business, for every top agent we've ever interviewed, for every one of our clients who've had tremendous growth. This is going to show you the step-by-step how to really grow your business and hit the gas no matter where you're at in your business. It doesn't matter where you start, but you're going to be able to adapt this plan to give you complete clarity on what it is that you need to do to take your business to the next level.
Absolutely. And I think one thing we'll help flush out for them is me and Jay have actually put together our strategic plans. Our plans are different. Even yours is different.
Absolutely.
So the best way that we've kind of used some different ways of explaining this to people. But if you were to use GPS and you knew where you wanted to go, where me and Jay just happen to be the same place, but if you have somewhere you want to go in your life and you actually are somewhere, based on where you are depends on the first turn you're going to take to get there. And so me and Jay are going to just basically share with you our strategic plan, what we've actually put together for us, just to kind of help give you some clarity and help you get guided in the right direction. And we'll give you a little bit of instruction with that so that you have a good, clear idea on where to start when putting together your strategic plan.
So here's what we're going to do. On the other side, we're going to show you the shortcut to success, the exact step-by-step plans that we've used to build our business, as many of the top agents have all across the country. We're going to share with you some of those secrets that you may have never seen before, some things that are really revolutionary as far as the real estate industry goes, things that have been taken from outside of the real estate industry, and we've adapted, adopted, and applied to our real estate businesses for this massive growth. And we'll see you on the other side.
Absolutely.